Thank you for joining me on the Investing for Freedom podcast. Well, this is going to be a little different. So we are approaching episode 300. We started this podcast in 2020 and we are closing up 2022. So it's been almost 3 full years of just great learning, conversations with amazing people. I've learned so much by just, showing up and delivering messages and content, whether that was solo or with a guest. And I'm just appreciative because, I've said this for years, but as we teach, we learn. As we share, we learn. And, selfishly, this has been an amazing journey because, getting on every week with the amazing guests that we've had, which if we're approaching episode 300, which this isn't episode 300, but we're getting close. We've had almost 150 guests and 150 conversations with me almost. But I'm just grateful because, just having that, like I said, those conversations with the guests and selfishly getting to learn so much from them. You can't have 45-minute to 1 hour conversation with someone and not walk away, changed and inspired and more deeply connected with them, which is what this is really all about. And so I'm appreciative. And I started off with saying this is going to be a little different episode. And the reason why is because I don't have a guest on today. It's just me. I figured I would just share an episode with just me to close out the year. This will be the last episode that you hear from me in 2022. And I look forward to, spending 2023 together. It's going to be amazing. I have a feeling that, even with everything going on in the world, there's so much potential and opportunity for those of us that keep ourselves surrounded and positive and optimistic. And that's part of this. Like I love listening to many of your podcasts and I love being around amazing humans that are in the groups that I'm in, like GoBundance and the Wellspring with Pete Vargas and the events I get to go to and just meeting some of you. I was at the Capitalism Conference this last year and got to meet some friends and people who are fans of the show. And that's just exciting. And so, I just look forward to, again, 2023 together because when things are challenging, there's opportunity too. And I don't say that lightly and it's not a sales pitch. It's more of my true core belief when we're surrounded, with more people like us that are hungry, that are driven, that are motivated, that are goal-oriented, that want more out of life, that want to show up and support each other, that want stronger marriages, that want to be better dads and to be better moms and to be better friends. That's what this whole thing's about. It's solving the human condition, if you will. And so I'm just so appreciative to each and every one of you as I kind of close out this year and just looking back on honestly what was the hardest year of my life, really. I mean, we've had some challenging things, happen in our lives as anybody has, but this last year has been really, really challenging for many reasons. And I think a lot of times when we're going to new places, when our businesses are growing to new levels where it's been before, it's challenging. When the markets shift and, we're raising capital for deals and investors are, changing because interest rates and different things like that going on, like our businesses can be challenging, and I know many of you listening have businesses and your jobs are impacted and your personal investments are impacted. You're concerned about, your 401k as the stock market plummets. And, this has been a year of tragedy in our life, as I've shared before, but it's made me come back more strong and more resilient. And I want to help more people, which is why I'm doing this. I don't have paid sponsors. And does this podcast help me? Yeah. Like I said, selfishly, I get amazing connections to amazing humans. I get to have, amazing conversations. So there's some selfish reasons for this too. And of course we fill the couples mastermind, which as a side note, we got a couple spots left. If you're interested, text the word couples to 480-531-7519. 2023 is going to be a bang up year. And as the theme was saying, I didn't mean to plant that there. It wasn't like intentional, but it's true. I get to fill our couples mastermind and the elite community that I'm promoting. But again, if you're a couple that wants to grow with us in 2023, the tighter we can get, there's opportunity, even when there's challenges. And I'm convinced that the couples that join us in 2023 are going to crush it, just like we're going to crush it. So if you're interested in that community, text me the word couples to 480-531-7519. We've got the first event coming up at the end of January. So we got to get moving on this, but would love to have you in the group. And like I said, yeah, so I have some selfish reasons for doing this too. I mean, some of you that are listening have invested with us, but I enjoy doing this, and it really is about the human condition and growing together and supporting each other. And so, as I have shared this in 2022, I've grown so much and plan on growing more with you, and just would love to hear from you too, to be honest. You can text me at that same number. Doesn't have to be, for anything, 480-531-7519. Would love to hear from you. And if there's things you love about the podcast, I'd love to hear that. If there's things that you think we should change or mix up, I would love to hear about that too. I've been considering, whether we should mix it up. It's me on Mondays and it's a guest on Thursdays, but, I'm wondering if once a week is better, or, once every 2 weeks. And I don't think that's probably good for me because I just love doing it, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Text me your opinion. Just tell me who you are and what you think about the podcast. And again, like, I say in every episode almost, but if it's impacted you, I would love that you'd share it on social media. Leave me a 5-star review on, Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen, because that helps us, get more people. But my goal in 2023 is to really grow this podcast. And so I would love your support in that. If it brings value to you, would love for you to share it. And I would love your feedback. And yeah, again, I'm just so grateful. It's year end and I didn't want to take a lot of time, but just want to let you know that I appreciate you. These rants sometimes that I go on, even if it's not helping anybody else, it helps me from time to time. So hopefully it does help you, but I want you guys to know that even though I don't hear from the majority of you, I don't know who's listening on a regular basis, but you guys help me too. I know there's energy coming back to me. It keeps me excited. It keeps me growing. And like I said, as I teach, I learn. So if I can help you in any way, would love to hear about it. Again, you can text me at that same number, or you could reach out to me on Instagram. But, if you're on the fence about starting a podcast, or, want to grow or want to help other people, or you're interested in GoBundance that I talk about all the time, or have questions about the Couples Mastermind, or you want to join that Freedom Elite community. By the way, when you're hearing this, you will have a couple more days, because at midnight on the 1st, so you'll have the whole day until through the 1st to sign up for the Elite community for $99. That'll be a lifelong price. So it doesn't matter how much I raise that price in the Elite community. If you sign up before the end of January 1st, you get that for life. It's going to go up to $199 at midnight when we start January 2nd. So would love to have you there, and we can, have some ongoing conversations. But I'm going to put a lot of effort and energy into that Elite community in 2023, because I want feedback and I want a place where we can collaborate. And podcasts are great, but it's a one-way street. It's good for learning, but it's not great necessarily for, building connection and relationships. So in 2023, that's going to be a big focus of mine, is the Elite community. I'm probably going to put more energy and effort into that than I do on a personal level than I do even currently on Instagram and all that. I'm going to stay active there, but really excited about that Elite community. So if you're interested in that, text the word ELITE to 480-531-7519. But yeah, I would love to connect and just hear, how was 2022 for you? What were your wins? What were your losses? What are you excited about in 2023? And more than anything, just wanted to get on and just share a moment of gratitude as we approach, again, 300 episodes, almost 3 years of doing this. It's been so great. So appreciate each and every one of you as you close out this year. I would encourage you just to, if you don't already, make a list. Talk about some of your wins, talk about some of your losses, communicate that with your spouse or your friends or your inner circle. And as we're going into 2023, hopefully you have some really clear ideas on what you want to accomplish. And like I said before, I'd love to hear it at the Mike Ayala on Instagram, or text me 480-531-7519. Just let me know how I can support you going into next year. And I started to say this, but if you want to start a podcast or, grow, man, I think it's still a great, great time to do it. So many times we think that, time is lost, but I heard Jesse Itzler at a GoBundance event a couple weeks ago say that, only like 500,000 out of 3 million podcasts that exist or something ever went past like one episode. Crazy, some kind of crazy figure. So appreciate you guys. We're in the top 1% of podcasts according to Listen Score. And so appreciate the support, appreciate all the listenership, would appreciate you sharing, like I've said, and just hope that, maybe 2023 is your best year ever as well. So go out there and make it great. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Hope your Christmas was great, and just look forward to, just an amazing, amazing year ahead of us. So appreciate you.